I've befriended a lot of predators in my day, okay? Not intentionally, it was a complete accident. Like, it would be unbeknownst to me that they are predators. But once it becomes beknownst to me, that's when I have to make some decisions, decide what I need to do. Someone in one of my comment sections commented that they had a friend slap and like punch a woman and now he's being arrested. And he wonders if he should still be friends with him. Usually I would show you the comment, but like this might not be something like you want broadcast. But anyways, his name's Chris. Everyone shout out Chris. So here's the thing, Chris, okay? Sometimes you have friends and then you find out they have unspeakable things. Sometimes that's hitting women. Sometimes that's assaulting a woman, SA. Sometimes it's talking to children. You have to lock in and low-key erase those people from your life, okay, as much as you can. What breaks my heart in my personal experience is when I had a friend who ended up being a predator, they were always someone who was extremely kind to me, okay? Now, obviously, don't misconstrue that as me excusing their actions in any way, like, of course not, but I'm saying, to me, they were always extremely nice, so it would always be such a shocker, okay? And that's why I feel like some people get in these hard positions where they're like, what? No, it can't be this person, but it can be. And one time I was telling this dude about, like, these dudes that were just messing with me, like, they would just, like, try to, like, mess around, when people just, like, mess around with you, they were trying to mess around with me, it was very annoying. He was like, you know what, bro, don't worry about them anymore, because I'm here, bro. They try to get here, bro, I got you. Like, he was so intense. He was a very like small, like beefy man, not short. He's probably like 6 foot, but like he was like very like beefy. Okay, he's like a ball. I'm like, thanks, bro. It sounds like I got this dude who wants to protect me from the forces of evil. Something I needed at the time. And not gonna lie, a big part of it is the people that were bugging me. They were all like white and okay. Now here's the thing. I know there's a lot of like discourse about like biracial people, but they were like white and biracial. When I say biracial in that context, I mean like 50-50. Okay, so it was like white people and then like biracial, but like they were much more like I'm with my white side. You know what I mean? Like, the difference between those people. So there's an element there where it was like, okay, like we're black people, like we're locked in now. Anyways, weeks later, bro, he gets busted for trying to buy an illegal substance and he snitched on himself. The police had pictures of him getting into a car, right? Which I don't know if you know how those things work, but like oftentimes, you get in a dude's car and then, make an exchange. And then when people asked him what he said, he was like, man, I was just honest. Like I told him I was buying an eighth. And so, bro, he already was in trouble with that, right? Later the next day, okay, before everything hit the fan with that, this dude, the story goes, this is how the story goes, so I'm just going to say allegedly, he was getting in an elevator, right? And there were like 2 women in the elevator, and he wanted them. Grabbed them both like this, if you can see my arms. Grabbed them both like this. They're trying to get out. He's like, nah. And he's like trying to like get them like in the mix, and it's stuff like grabbing them inappropriately. So yeah, it's a very predatory thing, unfortunately. And then I find that out. And the thing is, when you find out someone's a predator, right? When they get like revealed one thing, and I don't know if you guys again know anybody who's like been in situations like this, but then it snowballs because then there are more people where they're like, oh well, yeah, like this happened to so and so a while back, and it's like, bro, like how come people didn't know about this? Apparently there are other instances, like he was like trying to force women to kiss him and whatnot. He was yelling at women who didn't want to sleep with, like he was like apparently he was like getting in their face, yelling at them because like they weren't feeling him enough. But yeah, after the whole elevator thing, got handled. Not letting them leave the elevator, that he got handled legally. It was heartbreaking to find out, okay? So I had to take the fact that he had always been cool and always been nice to me and kind of throw it to the wolves. Because this is very different from my take about, being friends with someone who's like prejudiced, who's homophobic, racist, misogynist, stuff like that, right? Because exactly like I said, or like I always say when I bring that up, it's like, as long as those people aren't negatively affecting those people, like as long as they're like just doing it like behind closed doors, just, like hating, they're like, oh man, I hate this kind of people, da, 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 da. But, they leave the people alone, like when they're in public, like they're not going to go around like, beating up people for being a part of a particular demographic. Like that's all right. And I don't mean overall, because obviously there's still prejudice. It's bad. But I mean, it's better in the sense where it's like, you can talk some sense into them. It can come up in conversation. You can be like, you know what? Like, let me see if I can get in there, figure out why you're like this and change it about you. You're not always going to change those people, but it's on the board. But when someone actively does something, like SA, like DV, you got to get out of there. You got to, like, if someone's like, again, a true predator, there's nothing you can do because they've already done the thing. Especially if they show little to no remorse. Like, clearly, like, this was not, like, this dude, like, in these instances, it was not like a one-time thing. Not that it being a one-time thing would have excused it in any way, but I'm just saying it's like, clearly, it would happen and he didn't see anything wrong with it. He just kept doing it. Okay, so I have this problem. Sometimes I'll start recording a video and then I'll get distracted by the fact that I look really handsome. And then like I'll fantasize about the rest of my life being handsome. And then like I'll completely forget what I was talking about. Okay, but I'm gonna lock back in. But anyways, yeah, horrible behavior, right? Had to, no longer associate with that guy. I was not the only guy, okay? I remember there's this other dude, bro. I remember because I was always like, the awkward guy, the outsider. That's who I am as a person, the popular loner. Just kidding. Not popular, but was a loner. He would always be like, even though he was in more of like the cool group, so to speak, always would be very kind to me. Always ask me what's going on, how am I doing, would give me advice when I needed it, bro. Like, I really was like, man, like, this is a cool, like, we didn't talk all the time, but when we talked, he was always on good vibe. Me and him were sleeping with some of the same women, bro. I was like, I love this guy. And then he got an allegation. And it broke my heart. Allegation so bad he had to move away. Bro, that happens, bro. This one dude. And when I say allegation, I hope that doesn't sound like I'm downplaying like what the allegation is. But this one dude, he got an allegation, bro. Literally had to leave the country. And I don't. When I say have to, you know what I'm trying to say. But anyways, basically, things happen and they got to move locations. But it's like you find out, bro, they're on that type of timing. Like again, like everything that man did to support me. Like I could have shed a tear about it. I really could have. Then it was another incident where he got that one allegation. Then a bunch of women I was friends with came out and they're like, oh yeah, well actually, like a few months ago he was on this with me, da 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 da. And I'm like, bro, what? Are you serious? Okay, but one thing I will say, okay, and this is not like victim blaming, but basically some of like the women that like he was friends with, like they were like, oh yeah, like he did this to me, da da da. And then like they were still friends with him after. And I'm like, wouldn't you stop? But of course, like victims have all sorts of reactions to like what happens to them. Honestly, I think maybe there's something to be said there about how normalized certain parts of the culture are. If like this man can make you feel very uncomfortable and you still like you're still hanging around him like just for the sake of it. It was very sad once you digest it on that level. But you know what I mean? Like that was like a heartbreaking experience. It's like, bro, like why did you have to be the worst? And ever since that moment, before I got really close to someone, I really had to like lock in and like make sure they weren't on that type of timing. When I tell you, and I don't know if any women experience this, and I don't know if this is a most men thing, but like there are like 2 to 3 men, right, where me and them got like really close, and we've had conversations about the fact that we're not predators and how thankful we are that both of us are not predators. One time my friend, bro, he was telling me, he's like, dude, if I found out that like, you were like assaulting women or you were messing with kids, I would have to put my hands on you. Like he's like, I would have no choice but to fight you over that. And I was like, ditto, and it was a really good moment. Like we hugged, we almost cried over it. Because again, these allegations can come out about people and you never know, okay? But when you can really lock in and have that real conversation with your buddy. And like, here's the thing, I feel like a lot of women would be like, oh, well, why are you so happy about like not being a predator or your friend being a predator? That's the bare minimum. Look, it's the bare minimum, but it's a good thing, okay? It's a good thing. Because like, obviously, when a man gets revealed to be like a predator, his friends aren't like the main victim of that, right? However, it does take a toll. So it's good to know when you have someone who's like your best friend that y'all can really lock in and be like, neither of us are predators at the end of the day. Like neither of us are on that nefarious type of timing. I think that's just so beautiful. And also, I think it's very important to have those conversations with your friend, if you're a man. I mean, obviously, in general, you want to make sure, your friend, man or woman, isn't on any sort of like predatory type timing. It's like when you have friends, but you want to know how their mind works. Okay, you want to know like, but if you have ever met someone who like hates too much on like like they thought the Me Too movement was like gross or something. Like those people who are hating on the Me Too movement. Like if I was one of your friends, don't trust that guy. Or like people who don't understand something like consent is retractable. You know what I mean? Like someone being like, oh man, like if someone's having relations and they just want to stop, like what's up with, like if you can't understand that, like someone wants to stop in the middle and that's like just like, okay, like we're good and you just can cancel it right there. Those aren't the people you want to be around, like in life. Because it's like, if they don't understand that, think about all the other things they don't understand. For one, not understanding that is bad enough. But I'm just saying it's also indicative of other character flaws. I know I'm getting a bit derailed, but I feel like the same thing goes for putting your hands on women in such a manner. You know what I mean? In a non-consensual, aggressive manner. Because saying you're in a bedroom and they want a little spank, go for it, because that's consent. But as far as a dude who like gets mad and just like knocks out a woman, no, bro, like there's nothing. I don't see what the friendship could possibly be built upon. If for like this man is going to jail for it, right? Now it would be one thing if it was like a his word against hers, and like you trust this guy a bit more. Like again, the instances I gave you with those men like being predators, it was confirmed. It was confirmed by other parties who were witnesses, and in other corroborating stories being like, yeah, this is his MO. This is the type of thing he does. Which again, unfortunate, but like in that situation, what are you gonna do? Like, didn't Bill Cosby have like 40 something allegations and he only denied like 30? Like, it's like, bro, at that point, like, because my thing is, if I had a close friend, right, who put his hands on women, and I I have sisters, I'm a mother. Like, and here's the thing, obviously, like, that's not, I feel like the notion of like, oh my gosh, it's so bad that people get essayed, that people get abused because I have a mother, sister, I wouldn't want that happening to them. You know, like, obviously, like, you shouldn't want that happening to anybody, regardless of your relation. You having siblings shouldn't really impact how you feel about that situation. You know what I mean? But I mean, in the sense where it's like, just like, think about like that extra step of like your close friends, and then all of a sudden, this dude, like, I know he hits women and I bring him around my girl. You know what I mean? Or he assaults women, I bring him around my girl. Like, you know how crazy that would be? Like, you know, like, we're just hanging out, but like he's there. Like, would I dare endanger the women in my life that I care for by bringing this dude around? Because for one, everyone's already in danger, you know, if he's roaming free. And again, it's like, I know it's hard, you know, in those situations, but you have to let that man go, or a woman go, if a woman is doing very problematic things. Just, there's no coming back from it. And at that point, again, there's nobody to be friends with, because hopefully the picture of them that you had in your mind wasn't on that type of time. So it's like the version of them that existed in your head wasn't real. Like, it wasn't an actual thing. Like, I understand it's hard because again, the examples I gave you, these men were very lovely to me, but it's like, I have to accept the fact that they did things so egregious that, oh, well, they're nice to me is no longer an excuse. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a situation where it's like, I'm friends with someone who, you know, like curses people out. Again, my best friend for a while, like, he used to like walk up to like random women in the bar and be like, oh, like, you have no lips, you know, and then just like walk away, you know, like, he was just a mean guy. But it's like, you know, that's not like the violation that it is to, you know, either beat someone up, you know, who again is seen as defenseless in that particular kind of situation, or, you know, essay somebody. You can't have those people around you. Like, those people are the ones that really need to be ostracized from society. And unfortunately, the law doesn't do enough to them sometimes. So sometimes ostracizing is like the biggest punishment that we can possibly give them. But keep that in mind, okay? Try to keep these people away. Okay, keep them away from your life. Okay, because there's no way they can be a good influence at that point. Okay, now this is kind of random, but something funny just happened. Okay, so I was on Twitter. I'm not going to show you the tweet. I can just tell you. Someone tweeted, they said something. They said, I don't think there's a single justification for someone calling a 5-year-old the N-word. And I commented, I was like, what if it was his name? And people didn't like that at all. They were very angry. Because things, there's a video going around of this like white woman. She called a 5-year-old the N-word, like with the hard R, which, not that it matters, to be honest. It's the same word. I hate when people act like hard R and A at the end are different words. It's literally the same word. It's just being like slightly mispronounced. It's like, I could say trigger or I could say trigger. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's literally just like a slight mispronunciation, and people are like, no, like that's us reclaiming it. It's a different variation. Or like sometimes when they're like, oh, like if a white person says it, you know, if they say it with the A at the end, I'm like, nah, bro, hell no. It's the same exact word, okay? So it means the same thing. That's a crazy thing to me. You know what I've never bought, okay? Look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a big supporter of black people saying the N-word, because I feel like we earned it, you know, like just historically, like, we earned it. When people say that, it's like, now it's a term of endearment, I will never subscribe to that. I feel like that's just cope for, like, because again, I feel like the actual reason is we've earned it, and it's literally describing us. I feel like that, like, any slur, if it's literally describing you, you should be able to use it. But no, it's not reclaimed as a term of endearment. Because think about the context in which you hear the N-word. Like, yes, like sometimes you hear it like in a positive light, but oftentimes it's used very disrespectfully. So if it was really a term of endearment, like, you wouldn't hear people say like, you know, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable cursing right now. But anyways, like, you know, B word, A word, N word, you know, it's part of a lot of insults. This N word this N word that. So anyways, it's a big slur. White woman called a 5-year-old the N word. Horrible, bro. Horrible. I was thinking if I could make a video about it on here, but the thing is, I don't have enough to say. Because again, it's just like bad. And no, the worst part is like, she's getting money from it. Like, people saw the video, and now she set up a GoFundMe for some reason, and I don't know why. But I think she's like on pace to like make $1 million from this incident. Like, imagine accumulating that much wealth off doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. But okay, here's the thing about the video, and I'm not gonna look. Don't get it twisted. I am not taking the blame off the woman at all. But the person recording, I don't know what race they were. And they kind of were like, oh, you're calling this person the N-word? You're calling them the N-word? And they're actually saying the N-word? They didn't sound black to me. So I feel like we should watch out for that person too. Yeah, anyways, the main onus is on the white woman who was doing it, right? And it's very sad. It's very sad to see that stuff like that still happens, and like, she was comfortable like on camera being like, yep, like, that's what I did. But when it comes to things like that, and I guess this is partially why I get Uncle Tom allegations, what more can we do other than say that's horrible? That's inexcusable, which I'm saying it is horrible and inexcusable. But like, what can we do? Like truly, it's sad. Like, it's sad. It sucks that we can't do anything. But like what can we do? And look, I don't want this. I know it could like be misconstrued as like I'm like letting her off easy. Like, oh, well, what can we do? But the thing is, like, I mean, like, it's horrible. Like, what can we do? Like, we all know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. She knows it's wrong. She knows it's racist. The other racists who are supporting her know it's racist. They don't care that it's racist. So us saying like, hey, this is racist, this is horrible, this is happening, there's nothing to do, and it sucks. It really does. Like, I tell you guys this all the time in other ways, but like when someone labels you something, if you don't care what the label is, there's nothing they can do. So it's like calling these people racist and being like, oh yeah, this is racism, but they're proud racists because for whatever reason in their mind they're justified. They don't feel shame. Like, it's easier in situations when it's like microaggression, right? Because the microaggression people, they're like, oh no, well, I'm actually not racist, da 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 da. And then you can basically argue and make them look stupid and be like, well, yes, you are racist. But these people are like, ha 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 ha, I'm racist. What are you going to do about it? And that's America, okay? Racism is alive in America. You know, and again, it's like moments like this, it reminds you. It reminds you how they can just like taunt us like this, and there's nothing we can do. For many black people in the US, there's nowhere we can go. Or if you want to say any black people, like what country likes black Americans? You know what I mean? More than America even. You know, like even Africans don't like black Americans. So when people say go back to Africa, bruh, they don't want us in Africa, bro. Now, mind you, I'm not saying that they'd be worse than the white people here by any means, but I'm just saying like we'd be hard pressed to find an area where like we wouldn't deal with these kinds of like discrimination, and it sucks. It is bad, and I truly wish there was more to be done about things like that, but no. I guess all we gotta do is to the next generation, you know, spread kindness, be like, hey, racism's bad, misogyny's bad, homophobia is bad, transphobia is bad. Like that's like low key like the best we can do at this point. But something that's kind of sad to me when I think about it is it seems like discrimination is just part of the human experience. You know, like people aren't going to stop. People are going to find new ways to discriminate. Nowadays on the internet, we got black men and black women discriminating against each other. We got colorism in our own community. Do you know how crazy it is, bro? You know how it's like some like white people racist towards black people, right? Like that's the thing that's happening, right? And then within the black community itself, there's more discrimination. Okay, whether it be homophobia, whether it be colorism, whether it be, you know, misogyny, whether it be, I'm not gonna throw misandry in there, but I feel like when it's misandry towards black men specifically, like that's something, you know what I mean? Because it's just part of the white supremacy in there. You know what I mean? But like you put any group of people together, no matter how similar you think they are, they're gonna find a way to discriminate against each other, and it's sad. It's human nature. People just naturally want to be like, hey, you know, I'm better than you because of this, and it breaks my heart. It truly does. Like I feel like I'm too casual about it, but it's so sad to think about. Not gonna lie, low-key, I gotta shave my goatee. But no, the last time I shaved my goatee though, that's when I accidentally shaved it off, and then I had to go just mustache. So I'm nervous. But anyways, another late video today because I kept looking at myself. I mean, I worked out this morning, and then I kept like looking at myself. I couldn't help it, bro. I just felt like I was looking too good. But anyways, state of affairs. I streamed on Twitch for the second time yesterday. Let's go clap it up. I'm so happy. And at some point, I'm gonna have to make a video about how good it feels because I was talking to my mom earlier, right? And just in general about like my creation because it's funny. I was feeling stuck like less than a week ago, but then as soon as like I really locked in, everything got better. Like it feels like for the first time in my life, like my hard work is being rewarded. But again, okay, that's a video for another day. It's gonna be one of those motivational videos. But anyways, it's Bryce _ Estelle BRYCE _ ESTELLE. You know that's what I'm on. And I'm gonna at some point. Wait, can I put it in the description? Dude, I need to learn how internet stuff works. Okay, I'm gonna put my link tree somewhere on this application, and then you'll be able to find it from there if you're having any sort of trouble with it. And I think it said something like I need to stream like 5 more days, and then I don't know, like two more hours total over like 5 more days, and then I get like affiliate status or something. And I'm not 100% sure what that means, but it sounds good. And I really appreciate you guys who've been in the comment section motivating me. Those of you who have slid to the Twitch streams, or even if you're just watching them on TikTok, being in the chat, interacting with me really hypes me up to keep going. Even if you're not chatting, even if you're just there watching, bro, just seeing like people are there, it helps. It helps a lot. And if you're missed out, bro, you know, the people there, they seem to be enjoying it, bro. They tell me I'm doing a solid job. But again, I couldn't do it without the, you know, people witnessing it, without the audience. Oh yeah, but also I'm so glad that I mentioned this now because I completely would have forgot. So I figured out how to do the thing where it's like it automatically saves your stream after you stream, so I'll be able to post it. But I don't want to post it on this account because I don't want to bog down like what you guys come to this channel for with like a bunch of lives that are more so, you know, me playing games, you know, more so aimless yaps. I mean, like if that's not the kind of content you consume, I don't want to like force you into it. So that's why I made this account right here. It's BRS Lives. As you can see, if you type it in with the @ sign, it should show up, even though I haven't posted anything here yet. But this is where I'm going to be posting the VODs if you are interested in that. So, you know, you can kind of like head over there and like tap in like preemptively if that's what you're interested in. I know a couple people ask me about that because like, you know, things like time zones, you know, and they kind of want to tap in still. So yeah, everything I go live with is going to be there. Look, I already know like I don't be editing like that for real, but like it's really going to be like not edited at all. You know what I mean? Unless there's like a period of just straight like dead audio or something, like it's straight up just going to be like me going live. So those of you who are interested in that, you know, I hope that you know, that curbs that hunger for you. And also remember, I'm always still, again, I'm new to the internet. I'm not new to the internet, but I'm so new to like the internet. So if you ever have any like advice or like input, you know what I mean, or something I need to be doing better, I don't take it personally whatsoever. I love to hear it, even if I don't personally like. Even if I don't like oblige, like sometimes I'm like, okay, like I'll just like take it into account. You know, it's like I'm building all of this like stuff that I'm doing with you guys, you know, with you guys in mind. So I just want to make sure like I know where the temperature's at of like what's needed. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go live today because I know, dude, the notorious JPEG Mafia video that I need to drop, I need to record it. Okay, now mind you, I'm gonna have a lot more time today than I did yesterday and the day before. So I'm thinking I can do that tonight. I don't know if I want to not stream in order to like really make sure I can lock in on it. But at the same time, I just want to stream, bro. I have such a good time doing it. So no guarantee on whether or not I'm doing it today, but yeah, it's a thing that I'm doing. So tap in if you're interested. And I promise I'm gonna find a way eventually to just get like the links around here so y'all can. So it's much more easy than me just like telling you about these things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but if there's anything else, I'll low-key just like, I don't know, I'll mention it in tomorrow's video or I'll like, I don't know, tweet about it or something. There's a lot of options, okay? But I always spend so much time yapping. But anyways, bro, I'm getting tired already. I might need to take a nap. Anyways. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, everything I have to say. I'm so sorry, and I love you. Have a great day, night, evening, morning.